Today we're going to create posters to promote the Academy of Urban Planning that kind of fit this format, in that there's an image of you in the foreground with no filters, no blending modes, just you, and then in the background maybe a desaturated image, but definitely a texture layer. And I'm going to show you precisely how to get one. So in the past, I've had you go to Google and simply type in textures, and we know that we've typically gone to images and we've pulled something up like this. And this is a great way to get images, don't get me wrong, but there are alternative ways. So in addition to doing this and getting some cool images today, I'm going to suggest that you type in Photoshop along with textures. And when you type in textures in Photoshop, and rather than going to images, you just simply search the web, the very top site is Brusheezy. When you click on Brusheezy, you're going to notice that there's lots of cool features that you can use with Photoshop, among them textures. So these are like zipped files. So some of them is just, maybe a single image. Some of them have multiple textures in that sort of genre, or like category, we'll say. So you're going to go through, you're going to find textures that you think that you like, and you're going to keep in mind that some of them may be really big. This, for instance, is the texture. This green leaf texture is the one that I used for this poster. It was like 8 megs, so I had to reduce the size. Otherwise, my Photoshop actually shut down and stopped responding. So before I could even drag it into the image, I had to reduce the size in Photoshop. So let's say we wanted to do this one. After doing a little searching, what you're going to do is you're going to click on download. Now I need you to relax, and if you look in the bottom, it says, "Don't worry, your download will continue." It just wants us to sign up for a Brusheezy account. We're not going to do that today. It's going to be a WinRAR or a zip file. You're going to press save, and you're going to save it to your file or to your folder or whatever. When you do save it, you're going to notice that it is probably going to look a little something like this. And this is just under 6 megs. I'm going to open it, and it's just basically a single image, and it says sunset. I'm going to drag it to my desktop. You're going to drag it to your folder, and there I can see it. So if I double click and I open it up, this looks pretty nifty. It's a really high quality image. We can see that this is it at about 100%. We're going to want to reduce the size first. I'm going to click on open. I'm going to find it real quick. Here we go, sunset. And this is at 16% of its original file size. So to reduce the size, otherwise your Photoshop might shut down on you, you're going to go to image. And then you're going to go to image size, and I can see that it's 22 inches by 14. Let's cut that in half. Let's make it 11, and then because the proportions are constrained, it's automatically going to go to 7. I'm going to press OK. And so now it's much, much more manageable. There we go. That's it at 38%. I'm going to now go into this particular image. And we can see that if I change this from the overlay blending mode to normal, that's what it looks like. That's what the green leaf looks like. And if I return to overlay, and if I take off this desaturated image, so it's color, you can see that's how it comes out. You're probably going to want to desaturate. So that's it in color. Here we got it in desaturated with levels applied, obviously. It looks much, much better with that. So let's create a new layer. There's your teacher. Let's go back to the sunset. Here we got sunset. I'm going to use the move tool. I'm going to drag it in. And this looks pretty fancy. I'm going to change the blending mode. I like to always start with overlay. Not in love with that because the green leaf is there. That's kind of interesting. Nice. And if you situate it right there, it looks like Hyro's got quite the bling earring going on. I'm going to experiment now with different blending modes. I'm going to click on dissolve. Let's go through. That's kind of cool. You're going to go through. You're going to find ones that look appropriate, and it takes experimentation. You know what? I like hard light. I think hard light's cool. Linear light is also pretty nifty. But you're going to want to be smart. I'm not loving color in this one. So let's go back to hard light. That one looks cool. Green technology is no longer an appropriate slogan. So what we can do is instead of green technology, let's write gleaming technology. And instead of making this green, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Control, click on the thumbnail. I'm going to return to the paint bucket. I'm going to press Control-Shift-N for new layer. And now we need a new color. What would be a good color? I'm going to go with, I like this purple. Let's try purple. Look at that. Control-D to deselect. Yeah, that does look pretty glimmering, pretty gleaming. pretty wonderful. All right, if you have any questions, you let me know. Good luck.